Hi, my name is Samantha. I've decided to start a BookTube channel because why not? I have a new fancy camera that I feel confident / I have the equipment that I can feel like I can finally do this and give it the justice that I've wanted to give it. We'll see how my editing skills are though. Anyway, so I'm kind of doing a sort of BookTube tag, but also kind of just my favorite books because why not? Anyway, here's kind of my abbreviated version of the BookTube chat. When did you first start reading? Well, I was read to my entire baby years, so always. I was a big Save Brave Ted fan. Apparently I drove my mom bananas with that book. You know, kids. What book series got you into reading? Well, I would say, well, obviously Save Brave Ted was the book that I read a lot, along with some other ones that I don't remember. But the series that kind of made me realize that there's a whole community on the internet that talks about books was, it's the only time I'm going to mention it probably on this page, but it is Harry Potter. Sorry about the light, by the way, sun keeps doing things. Anyway, J.K. Rowling is a TERF and a terrible human being, and I'm not going to talk about her too much. However, I have to kind of give credit where credit is due, and through Harry Potter I found the Vlogbrothers, 5 Awesome Girls, people who really inspired me to make a channel in general, and also got me really into books as a fandom. So Harry Potter is unfortunately responsible for that, but as I said, J.K. Rowling's a horrible person. If you want to read her books, you should get them secondhand. There are plenty of people selling their books right now in the queer community. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Why am I here? To make BookTube care. JK. But why am I here? I am here because I've always wanted to make a YouTube channel. Ever since I started watching 5 Awesome Girls, and then I really got into vlogging when I saw Rent with Mark Cohen, and he was kind of, I still relate to him probably more than is healthy. Not healthy. But I relate to Mark Cohen in a lot of different ways, especially his, he's just the witness and stuff like that. So I've always wanted to make videos, and here I am with the ability to do that now. Oh yeah, also, y'all need more Sapphic book recommendations, and hello, I can do that for you. Why do you love reading? I've heard a lot of talk recently about books being both mirrors and windows. I really love that analogy, and I guess that's why I love reading so much, beyond the fact that you can escape and I can go to be on a pirate ship, when in reality I'm stuck inside my house all the dang time because of the pandemic. But yeah, I really love that, but I love the whole mirrors and windows analogy because mirrors, as a lesbian, I don't see a whole lot of lesbians in my day-to-day life. I mostly work with a whole bunch of dudes, which is fine, but I don't really get to talk a whole lot to other queer people, so it just kind of is a nice okay, you know, here's you, and it's important to see representation of yourself. Well, on the flip side, there's windows for instance, Felix Ever After, which gave me the ability to kind of be okay, so this is what a trans person might feel like, this is what, you know, a kid in New York. It allows you to see other people's lives instead of just your own. And I feel like that's super important, especially in these weird times, to kind of put yourself in other people's shoes and to explore more and blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm slowly working on making my shelves more diverse, but at the same time I'm still trying to make them as gay as humanly possible. But yeah, I just love reading. Also, it doesn't involve doing anything but flipping a page and occasionally petting your cat. So these are probably my favorite books that I've read. Most of them I got off of this collection is off of Bookstagram, which I am also on, and I'll put a link to all my stuff down below. But the first one is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Matar. I think I said that right. This is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Matar, and Max Gladstone. Yeah, Max Gladstone. Here it is. It's so pretty. Sorry about the being. This is my bookmark. Because I love this book a lot. I'm annotating it, and I bought it for a friend, and I have to go buy my own copy because I'm sending it to my girlfriend. Haha. But this is the story of two agents on the opposite end of a time war, and the only thing they really have in common is that they're the best agents that each side has on the time war, and they're alone. So Blue eventually leaves Red a letter, and it kind of like starts this whole rivalry, and then it gets into romance, and it's just so good. It's one of those books where honestly every time I've read it I've gotten something new, and I've listened to it, an audiobook, and I've physical it. I'm currently annotating it. Let me see, do I have a page? Nope. But it's funny, it's feelsy. I may or may not have cried during this reread. But yeah, I just love this book so much, and I want everyone to read it because it is told via love letter or letters in part, and it's also like, you know, you get a little bit of them and then you go into letters, and it's just confusing and wonderful, and just please read Time War. My favorite probably book of 2020 is Something to Talk About by Merle Wilsoner. I'm so sorry that I probably butchered your name. Forgive me. Anyway, sorry, I have the synopsis right here. So, this book made me fall in love with the contemporary romance genre, and it's just, I love this book, and I want everyone to read it too. You'll hear me say that a lot. Anyway, Jo Jones is Hollywood powerhouse, producer of a hit TV show after she was a child actor, and she is a Asian American woman in her 40s and is called by the author a useless lesbian. Also has a banging playlist on Spotify, just saying. And then there is Emma Kaplan, Joe's assistant, bisexual disaster, best aunt, Jewish, and generally a ray of sunshine. But I love this book so much. But pretty much what happens is that Joe is caught making Emma laugh on the red carpet, and the rumors just go flying that there's something else going on, when really there's nothing else going on. Until there is something else going on. This is the slowest of slow burns. Like, literally I wanted to throw this book at the wall and be like, just kiss. Please, just kiss. Just admit you have feelings for each other and kiss and make me happy. And they did make me happy in the end. But goddamn, what a slow burn. Yeah. I just love this book, and I want everyone to read it. Though, brief warning, there is a Harry Potter reference or two. I think it's only one. Yeah. I just highly recommend this to everyone because it has a nice rep, it has a non-binary author, and it's real cute, and it'll make you scream, and there are really good doggos in it as well. So, get your doggo fix. Anyway, let's see, we'll do this one. So next up on the list, we have Felix Ever After. Oh boy, this book made me cry so many tears. I love this book a lot, but pretty much Felix thinks that he has never been in love, and he fears that he might be one too many identities. He's black, trans, and gay. So it kind of goes with him trying to struggle through all that, and then there's also a moment where he is, unfortunately, his dead name and photos before he transitions get plastered all over his school, and he's trying to figure that out, but also trying to find himself, and it's a messy book. And here's the thing. I feel like Felix isn't a character you're going to walk away loving, but if you do love him, you're going to love him because he's relatable and kind of a disaster, but then again, it's a book about like 17-year-olds, so they're disaster 17-year-olds. However, I love this book. It made me cry. It made me miss Pride. There's so many touching moments, and I feel like this book is going to change some kid's life, and some people have already said it has, and I'm so happy that this book exists. And yeah, it has a really great thing of families being like supportive, but also not like as supportive as they could be. So like, yeah, Felix's dad made sure that Felix got the surgery he wanted, like could fully transition, and was on paper great, but Felix doesn't. he's kind of like missing something and isn't fully accepting because he's having a hard time with it. And I'm like, and it just kind of goes into that. And honestly, this book tackles so many things. There's so many better reviews, but if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it, especially during Pride. Oh, reading it in 2020 when there was no Pride just killed my heart. It killed me a little bit. So last, but certainly not least, we have Comesters by Anna Burke. I love Anna Burke. She's amazing. I love her a lot. Comesters is about Sapphic pirates. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Kidding. Oh, did I hurt my book? No, I didn't. Okay. Anyway, so this book is about Rose, who is born facing due north. So she has the ability, or she's born facing due north. So she has the ability to kind of tell where north is and kind of which way the tides are going, and it's really interesting, her weird navigation abilities, which makes her the perfect candidate to hop on board a pirate ship to go deep into pirate territory for the good of her entire world. Well, the world she knows. So once on board, though, she finds herself eye to eye with the captain of said ship, Miranda, who owns my entire soul. And she's trying to figure out kind of just the new rules and adjusting to everything, and yeah, it kind of just goes through Rose trying to figure out who to trust on board of this ship, how to prove herself a worthy member, and also her slowly falling in love with, I'm not even gonna say, but it involves her just being on board the ship and yeah, trying not to die, which people seem to have out for her. And this book has a sequel coming out in sometime this year, summer. I think it's July, but there's no definite release date yet. But I'm very excited. It's called Seawolf. I lent it. But yeah, but this one doesn't have a cliffhanger. So if you like some Sapphic pirates in your life, and also a pirate captain who has a really, really great pet that I can't talk about because spoiler, but just know Miranda has a pet. But yeah, those are my favorite books that I scream from the heavens about, and you will hear me scream more about because I love them so much. Yeah, if you want to talk, I'm over at Lesbian in the Library on Instagram. I'm over there every day, just about. And yeah, goodbye.